Howdy peeps, hope you're doing well. So, I take it you guys gathered in the last video that I did. I was explaining what had actually happened in real life, and then the tarot was literally just clarifying that what had happened. That's what I mean, that's just the way it works. But in this video I won't be introducing any of that woo-woo stuff. Now in this one I'm going to be talking straight up red pill. So I was thinking about this, and this is the side of red pill that you don't hear about a great deal. And I think it is something worth talking about, because we've all heard the videos of self-worth and, you know, having better boundaries next time and all of this, right? Or whether you choose to not engage in that at all, right? For their own sanity, as MJ DeGray said. Thank you for the comment, buddy, appreciated. Yeah, there are guys that are choosing that option as well. And then this is where the debate of the whole purple pill comes in, where you're merging the seen reality of that red pill, but still choosing to live the life of a blue pill, but merging the reality and hence purple pill, right? But maybe this is like an aftertaste or an aftershock maybe of the red pill. And whereas, you know, when I'm talking red pill, I'm talking about the stuff that I've spoken about over the years, not what any other content creator has said, right? I'm just saying, because there seems to be a bit of a difference in opinions in some things at least. But I come from the perspective of having been in situations where maybe some people are just straight up crazy, right? They've got a few sandwiches missing from the picnic basket, right? You know what I mean? We've all met them. We have, let's not lie. But this is just it. And it's all the fuckery that goes through that. That is what I consider to be, that is my red pill knowledge, right? What I have spoken about. It's not like, you know, the be all and end all by any means. It is, however, my contribution to it. Now, as if things aren't quite complicated enough as it is in today's day and age, when it comes down to dating for the sake of finding someone to, air quotes, settle down with, as the saying goes. Settle down. Have you thought of that one? Someone settling down. You could argue maybe I'm thinking it too much, but it's like, no, if you're settling down, it's like, you know, you're no longer seeking to achieve greater than what you had done previously. You're willing to settle for something sub your standards. Yeah, I always get concerned when I hear people or see people that write that in their profiles or the scenario that they would like. It's like, you want to settle down? Interesting concept. But yeah, it's kind of neither here nor there at this point, but it's that thing of, and then before I can even go on to that topic, then you've got to have an understanding of what you consider to be normal, right? For example, in, say, dating apps, right? It would be normal if you sent out 300 messages and maybe got 3 replies back. And there can be any number of reasons to why that happened, right? Options is one of them, right? The women have more options than men. It's always been the case, and some men are have more advantages than others in different ways, shapes and forms. And ultimately, it's the women that they're going to decide who they do and don't talk to. And with that comes the problem, what I think is a problem with internet dating at least, is there's never any real clarity when it comes down to context, right? Because you can write down a really brilliant profile about yourself, but it might also be partially, if not wholly, untrue, right? It doesn't represent who the person actually is. It's just something that they're saying. Now, sure, that's not to say that every person out there is going out there and doing that, but the potential is definitely there, right? And again, these are people that I think a lot of the time, assuming that the profiles are all real, right? Although they may not talk to you on the app because you're not their type, if they were to be in a scenario where you was in the same place, a shop or something, you know, there'd be, if there's a level of attraction, of course, you know, there'd be a moment of opportunity that either person could take towards making conversation, even if only light, brief and very light-hearted humour, perhaps, you know. I suppose an icebreaker. So on the out and about, they probably would talk to you. But on the app, I think people are a lot more reserved. Maybe. But either way, it's still another potential red pill issue, right? You become more wary of what they're saying about themselves, and you're looking at the photos that they've put up, and then you're trying to make a picture in your head of who this person could potentially be, versus the other alternative of potentially meeting someone out in the real world. Again, also not an impossibility. And then it comes down to that subjective thing of the type of chick that you're attracted to, and the potentials of problems that may, in some cases, be a thing. But this is to do with tattooed chicks and lifestyle and all of this, and how there's so many conflicting things going on in my head as far as it's concerned. So I'll just try and clear it up. Now, are tattooed chicks a red flag? I'm sorry, but yes, right? And there's a level of irony. I have tattoos, right? And this isn't about like me passing on some regret or something like that of having them done. Look, they've been done. What's done is done, right? I've accepted that, and I'm living with it, right? It was my choice, right? My body, my choice. Sorry. But I think there also has to be, and again, maybe it's just a different mindset. Maybe these people that enjoy literally covering themselves head to toe in tattoos, maybe that's their thing, right? And it's like, okay, more power to you. Admittedly, it's not so much of a turn on for me. It's unfortunately, because of the stereotype, makes it kind of a red flag. Like, even if you are genuinely the sweetest, most nicest person, I'm going to assume that you're a fucking monster if you're tattooed head to toe with piercings all over the place. I want to be sitting here thinking, man, that is a thing of nightmares. Now the funny thing with that, right? The ironic part in this as well is I've known chicks that, yeah, they had a couple of tattoos, nothing, no big patchwork, whatever you call it, pieces, no large pieces, just a couple of little things here and there. So you sort of think, oh, okay, well, everyone probably gets a tattoo at some point in their life. Not everyone, but you know what I mean, right? So you think, well, they're going to be relatively sane. It was like, no. So even tattooed or not, doesn't seem to make a fucking difference. Oh my days. But yeah, this is just it. And again, this is all part of post red pill stress. It's traumatizing. It is. It's downright traumatizing. Right, so again, maybe you're old school metalhead or something like that, right? And so it's like, well, you were brought up with that kind of generation, right? Tattoos and piercings and multicoloured hair meant different things to what it means to the modern women of today. It's like the chicks with multicoloured hair were always the cool chicks when I was younger. They were down to earth. They were, good as gold. It's good as gold, and it's like, now the ones with crazy hair are fucking mental. I'm just saying it for what it is. You motherfuckers are crazy, man. Some of you are fucking crazy. But anyway, so yeah, to carry on with the whole post-red pill stress disorder. I probably shouldn't laugh, actually. It is a thing, right? So, immediately, you start realising that your chances are diminishing. And that's without taking into effect anything else like your own personal ageing process, your financial situation, work, and all of that, right? That's before even taking any of that into account, assuming that you're, on the level, you're actually in a position where, should the opportunity arise, you can step up to the plate, right? For the sake of a relationship, for something that's worthwhile and something that both parties want it to work. Well, let's just go, metaphorically speaking, you've met up with someone, right? And you like each other and all seems to be alright, and you've a couple of things that you're thinking, potential for red flags, but we'll carry on. Intuition's telling you, I'm not too sure about this, and you're a bit like, intuition, let's just chill ourselves a little bit, we've had a few bad experiences, let's not be too hasty about, So then you find yourself in the position of, even in the dating period, although you are, I suppose, kind of making it clear that you are available, as it were, for the potential to be exclusive, right? To put it that way, right? Okay, so you're making out that you're serious, you like the person, and there's a potential for more. It can grow, it can go somewhere, right? But in the reality, even in the dating period, you're still only got 1 foot in, which goes back to the other video that I did a while ago when I was saying about, you've got to be manifesting that relationship. Now, by manifest, I mean you've got to be present in that relationship with that person, and it's not that you're not giving 100%. Right, because you could well be giving 100% of your all. You want this thing to work, but at the same time, you've only got 1 foot in. Your other foot is still out. So maybe some time passes and a few more things come up, and it makes you sort of question, your intuition, your little senses start, firing off again, and you're like, I'm not sure about this one. So instantaneously you can't even, and I suppose it's probably more so easier in the dating phase of that situation, to say when you actually become exclusive, right? Or if it was to become exclusive, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, make yourselves feel better, make yourselves feel a bit more secure. That's what it comes down to, right? And again, important for the guys, it's like we need to have purpose, and it's like if you're coming into our lives as a woman, right, you will become part of our purpose. But that is not to say that it's going to be an endless financial transaction, right? It's not about that. But like I say, when half the time you're not going to get that far, because you've only got one foot in, and that's in the dating game. And even when it comes down to the relationship, you're still not going to be one foot in. And especially if there have been a couple of red flags that have cropped up in the past, because then it becomes a combination of two things. A waiting game, so you're waiting for them to do the next thing that is going to be your next red flag, that's just going to pull the plug on it. Like I said, you've only got one foot in anyway, so pulling the plug ain't that difficult, because you're not fully invested, because you can't fully invest, or more importantly, you can fully invest, you just don't want to. You want to play it safe, right? I mean, why put you in a position where you can immediately be hurt again, right? But this is all post red pill stuff, and it's like this is the knock-on effect. If you think about it, I've been producing content for like 8 years now, believe it or not. For those of you that have only just started watching, or you might have only just seen this one, or you might have just heard of the channel, or who knows, I've actually been creating content over 8 years. I've done well over probably 1,000 videos. Couldn't tell you. I don't actually know the numbers. Right? I don't actually know. But it's like this is what I'm saying. It's like, this is my red pill experience, and this is where I'm at now. And this is a side that you don't really hear people talking about. It's like when you're trying to get in, you try and get involved with someone, and you're not sure if they're actually blatantly displaying red flags, or maybe they have just made a few bad decisions, so you start making allowances and, giving the benefit of the doubt and all of that. And, it's it's really disheartening, even more so, when you just seem to go through it again after again. And it's like, it's that question of like, well, are you sure it's not the people you're picking? Right? Is it not, you sure it's not the people that you're choosing to be with? And it's like, no, it's like, these are people that I've met, that I've became in relationship with in one way or another, whether friends or whatever. But then after a certain time, things, when you both start being, I suppose, your normal self, and you sort of sit back and you think, there's too much of a compatibility clash. I can't live like this. I can't be doing this thing of walking on eggshells. It's not happening. Like, just not happening. And so that diminishes any chances you've got of wanting to be involved with someone. Because you know that every time now, you know what I mean? It's like, as soon as I think I've found someone we've got something in common with, everything is going great, we're having a laugh, we're going out, we're dating, we're hanging out as friends, we're doing whatever, Then, like out of nowhere, the slightest thing, boof, something. Like something, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Well, what the fuck is that? This is what I'm saying. Like, I can't live like that. Right? It's not happening. It's not. No. You chose the wrong guy, man. If you think you can, you know, that's how it's gonna be, man, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. Like I say, you can't even. What should I say? I won't even go fully invested into a relationship. Like I said, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like people say, "Oh yeah, you red pill guys are weird," and it's like, we're fucking weird. You should meet some of the chicks we've fucking met. Tell us we're fucking weird, mate. You'd be fucking weird if you've been through what we've been through. You've been Paris getting fucked up too. Anyway, till the next one. Stay cool, stay free. Peace out.